introduction of the man you see before you from NBC's Today Show, from Good Morning America, from Nightline, from CBS Early Show. He has been rated by Zagat's, by the James Beard Foundation, the finest restaurant in Texas. Has won that award so many times we've lost count. That's Bonnell's Fine Texas Cuisine in Fort Worth. And the big news that will break here at ZestFest as you make your way back to the chef stage is this. Coming up in March will be Waters, Bonnell's Coastal Cuisine. That's right, John Bonnell's has got a new restaurant dealing with some of that wonderful Gulf shellfish and seafood. You can't miss that. That's coming up in March. He'll talk more about it today, but it's called Waters, and I know the lines will be long and the wait will be worth it. But for right now, and he's going to give us a little taste of what we're going to see at Waters, Chef. I imagine that's what we'll see. How about a warm ZestFest welcome for the one and only Chef John Bonnell.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope all that's true. That was a great intro. All right, I'm going to cook something for you today with a little bit of tuna. This is my favorite way to do tuna fish. We're not talking about the old tuna fish sandwich that starts with a packet of mayonnaise or relish and tuna out of a can. I'm getting ready to open a seafood restaurant. I love talking to my seafood vendors, and I plan on buying no fish out of a can. Something seems really wrong about seafood that's canned. So this is how I like to make tuna fish. I came up with this recipe after I went fishing one time down near Port Aransas. We caught a bunch of blackfin one day. It's before I became a chef. We had a bunch of tuna. I thought, the only thing I know how to make with tuna is tuna fish. Any chance this might work, making like a tuna salad kind of thing? Sure enough, makes a lot better tuna salad when you start with really good stuff. So here's what we got here. I've got a couple of big yellowfin tuna steaks, fresh. I'm gonna put just a little olive oil on these guys, just so they don't stick to the grill. Rub that in a little bit. I'm gonna season them with a little bit of what we call Texas red dirt rub. That's a seasoning blend that I put together. I sell it at my booth right over here on the side by the Blue Moon guys. We keep them in seasoning. They keep us in cold beer. It's a nice little booth-to-booth relationship. I love these guys. So this is our Texas red dirt rub. I've got 3 different flavors that we make. I've got a Creole blend. This is kind of our all-purpose, and we put this on just about everything. This is the Southwestern blend. This is what I'm going to use for this one. It's got a little more heat to it, a little bit more complex, and it's got some more Tex-Mex sort of flavors. I love this one. And I've got a barbecue blend. This is what I put on ribs, brisket, anything I'm going to put in the smoker for a long time. So let's take that Southwestern blend, give it a nice little pop there. There we go. Now we got the tanning lights on. It's perfect. I'm going to have this nice glow by the end of this one. All right. So we got a little bit of oil on there. Nice little bit of our Southwestern seasoning. We're going to put that right down on our grill. Don't forget the oil or it'll become one with the grill. You won't get it off. Now, don't forget to season well on both sides. I season one side, I put that side down, then I'm going to season the back side. Anybody know why we season both sides? Exactly, because we're going to eat both sides. Only the part that you want to taste good, right? Season everything. Rub it in there so it sticks. We'll let those guys cook for just a minute. Now I'm going to use this cutting board again. Anybody know the fastest and easiest way to clean a cutting board? There we go. Clean board. Here's what we're going to start mixing up in our salad. Let me give these guys a turn. Oh yeah. This is how we make those really cool diamond marks when you grill a piece of meat or a piece of fish. See that? You just turn it a little bit. We start this way and then turn it that way. You don't want to go, you don't want to make a tic-tac-toe board straight up and down. We like the diamonds, 45 degrees one way and 45 degrees the other. Then after they make those marks, we'll flip them over for just a little bit longer. Here's what's going to go in the tuna salad. I've got some chopped green onion, just the green part. Some chopped celery, the green and the white part. A little diced Roma tomato. No seeds in there. Let's see how that tuna's doing. Hey, what do you know? Perfect diamond marks. I've done this a couple times. I'm going to let that go for just a minute or so, and then we're going to pull it off. I don't want to cook this tuna all the way to medium or medium well. I want this to stay rare to medium rare. If you got really nice tuna, don't mess with it too much. It's already great to start with. Cooking it too much, doing too many things, all you can do is screw it up. All right, a little bit of lemon. I brought my favorite lemon juicer. Works really well. Tongs are the easiest thing to use instead of a citrus reamer. You like that? I'll just pull those seeds out. Got a couple of them. I like to leave at least one seed in. That way you know it's good fresh stuff. Same reason you end up with one little piece of shell when you're ever doing crab meat. That's how you know it's good fresh crab, right? All right, I'm going to pull that tuna off. Put that on the side of the cutting board here. And that's it. Oh, those guys are nice. There we go. We'll let that cool down. Now, in here, let's finish what we got. A little bit of mayonnaise. Not a lot. Just a little bit to kind of make the salad come together. Mayonnaise and oil helps carry flavors. Fat doesn't have flavor itself, but fats like oils and mayonnaise and things like that really carry other flavors well. Helps everything come together. So, a little touch more lemon. And I've got some extra virgin olive oil that we're going to use here. Beautiful flavor. Now let's season it up. A little bit of coriander. One of my favorite spices out there, coriander, ground. Turmeric. Turmeric root. Be careful about getting that on your clothes. It'll stain you. That's what makes mustard yellow. Turmeric. Doesn't come out very well. A little cayenne pepper. Much or as little as you want. ZestFest, we can use a little cayenne, that's no problem. And then I like to use a little chili powder. You just go to the grocery store and you buy chili powder, you know what you typically get, right? You get the cheapest chilies possible ground together, put into a powder. They vary, they can be different. My friends over here at Pendry's sell chili powders that are specifically different chilies, and they blend them certain ways or they sell them individually. You can actually decide which chili powders you like, which flavors you like. I'm using a couple of different ones here today. This one is called Bull Canyon. Got a little bit of heat, a lot of big rustic, earthy kind of flavors. And then El Rey. El Rey is one of my favorites. It's about a 3 on the 1 to 10 scale. Not very hot, but it's got some real earthy flavors to it. Smells almost roasty like a nice coffee. Use a couple of different chili powders here just for some fun complexity. And then you cannot forget salt and pepper. It will not work. It will not taste right without salt and pepper. If I could give you one cooking tip, the most important one, very simple, very easy. Anytime you make something and you taste it at the end, you think, man, what did I do wrong? I know this is a good recipe. This should be good. And there's something missing. Almost guarantee you forgot your salt or there's not enough salt in there. Add a little salt. The other thing is acidity. Either salt or acidity is probably the biggest mistake that people make when they make a recipe and think, this always works, and for some reason it's just bland. It's not working this time. So, don't forget to season. All right, we got some heat. We got some fun stuff, a little bit of crunch, few veggies, a little bit of mayo to help carry those flavors, some olive oil. Then let's take that tuna. Let's cut it into some big pieces. That's what I'm talking about, mid-rare. I want to sear the outside. I want to leave it medium rare in the middle. We've got enough lemon in there, enough acidity that it's going to kind of cook a little bit, sort of like ceviche does. You know, the acid will actually cook a little bit. It's not cooking through physics, but cooking through chemistry, but it tends to kind of finish this off. So what I like to do with this kind of thing, with a salad like this, is to make it about 5 minutes before you're going to serve it, but not any farther than that. If you make it 2 days ahead of time, that lemon keeps going to town, and your tuna is not purple and rare in the middle anymore. It'll continue to cook. Make it just 5-10 minutes ahead of time, and that's about it. Enough time for all those flavors to mix together, but not so long. Not so long that it continues to cook your tuna and overcook it. So there we go. Now we got a cutting board dirty on both sides. Gonna make them work today. Now let's take that tuna salad here, mix it all together, get everything all coated on all sides, plenty of flavor going in there. Got to make sure we taste it for seasoning. Plus, I'm kind of hungry. Oh, yeah. That is right on. Absolutely. A few shakes of hot sauce if you like that. A lot of things you can add. You can get as creative as you want. I'm going to take our big platter here. We'll line that with some Boston bib lettuce. There we go. Let's take a few nice slices of tomato. We'll garnish that up there at the end. Get a couple of tomatoes working here. Line our bowl just a little bit. Do a few around the sides. We'll get all that tuna in there on top. Now we're talking. That's a good healthy lunch right there, huh? That'll work. And then a couple of things I like to finish with at the very end. A few chives. Just a few little matchstick chives for the top. Adds a nice little onion flavor. A little fresh, a little bright. Then I've got some cilantro. I know we got some cilantro haters out there. Go ahead, raise your hand. Who hates cilantro more than like? There's one. See, you're not alone. It's okay. It's okay. There should be at least 5 or 6 in this crowd. Somebody knows a cilantro hater, right? There we go. My wife's a cilantro hater. I'm sorry for what I'm doing to your tuna here. I apologize. Here's the thing about cilantro haters. It's not their fault. They're genetically predisposed to hate cilantro and will never, ever learn to like it. So if you think, you know, it's not like asparagus. You can't just, you know, try it every once in a while. Maybe you'll like it. To them, it triggers the reaction that poison is in their mouth, and they will never like it. So there are people who are so adamantly against it, they actually put marches together. There's websites, IHateCilantro.com. They put marches together. There's some people who dislike it, but if you're a true cilantro hater, you're in for life. That's it. Don't try to convert these people. It'll only cause you pain. And this is one of my favorite ways in the world to make tuna. There we go, our Southwestern grilled ahi tuna salad. Fun stuff.
Chef, that looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the books.
All right.
John Bonnell's Fine Texas Cuisine has been 20-something thousand copies
Yeah,
sold?
we're a little over 20,000 copies on this one. It's been out for 3 years. I've got plenty of them at my booth over here. I'd be happy to sign them for you. And John Bonnell's Texas Favorites, we designed more for the home cook. Recipes like this, stuff that you can get pretty easily. This one's available. It's been out for less than a year. We're already in our second printing. It's been going well. Happy to sign books for anybody, or we've got spices available too, if you're interested. And yes, it's true, we are opening a seafood restaurant. The date is March 29th. The restaurant called Waters, Bonnell's Coastal Cuisine. If anybody knows Fort Worth, we're taking over the old Bailey's location on just off 7th Street there on Crockett in the West 7th Corridor.
Fantastic, and I understand, Chef, if we could break the news, that there will be a new book coming out about a year and change from now, right?
That's correct. To go along with the seafood restaurant, we are working on Waters the Cookbook, a seafood book. I'm turning everything in June, and the publisher will have it out early next year, early 14. So 3rd book on the way. I call this the new book. It's been out for about 9 or 10 months, but the new book, I'm still Still writing. Fun stuff.
Fantastic. And we'll have sampling available at the sampling station.
Absolutely. They're making some samples for you right now. Does anybody have any questions before we mad dash the stage?
Any questions for the chef? Are you just hungry? Just hungry? All right. How about a big hand once again for Chef John Bonnell? Thank you, Chef, very much. Fantastic.
Thank you very much. You guys have fun. Don't let anybody hurt you too bad in the show today.
And please remember our friends at Irving Cares. If you can, make a donation to our wonderful community involvement participants at Irving Cares, helping to do what they can to deal with hunger right here in our community of Irving. Thank you very much. And hey, it's a rare twofer. Don't stray too far. We're not going to wait. Eddie Dean at the Celebrity Chef stage has been smoking ribs all weekend, and you get to hear from the philosopher cowboy himself and sample the best ribs in Texas from Eddie Dean coming up in just a few moments.